Why is it dark? There we go. It's a little lighter. Anyway, all right, YouTube. I'm gonna continue this as if it's a pre-recorded video, so in case you guys see this on the replay, it'll seem like a regular video. This is a live Q&A, but as you guys see the topic, somebody tried to steal my mule, which I'll get to in a minute. So, what's going on, YouTube? Trucking Life here one more time, guys and gals and gals and guys. Yeah. Anyway, I need a lot of you guys out partying right now, so I'm gonna keep on rolling as if somebody's in the room right now. All right, this is a live Q&A. I'm gonna get to the point of how somebody tried to steal my truck recently, actually last weekend. What is this? Anyway, so I'm gonna start off the questions real quick. These are common questions I get in case you guys come in the room. If you got any questions, please leave it in the chat. My friend, put it in here real quick. But I got some pre-generated questions already about trucking intermodal, what I do. Let me see. Any questions? Hold on. Please leave them in the chat. Why am I saying that out loud? Don't know. All right. So you guys any questions you guys posted in here? I'm gonna go into some questions I got on here. I got a lot of questions that I had generated over a nice period of time. I'll try to touch on a couple of these questions. If you guys got some, I'll touch on the ones in the chat. Then I'm getting somebody trying to steal my truck. Anyway, a lot of people want to know what is intermodal. I know it seems like a common thing for people who watch me for a while or don't know anything about trucking. Intermodal is pretty much you're dealing with cans. We call them cans. Why am I looking down? Let me look up here. I want to look up there. Anyway, cans. This seems so weird. Intermodal is containers. We pull containers that come off a boat or a ship, and a lot of local guys get a chassis, put it on there, take it inland, that the buses and the boats and the trains can't go. So that's what intermodal is, pretty much in a nutshell. That's one question I had. I don't know if they answered it. If you didn't, let me know in there. I'll try to answer it better. I got a lot of questions. I ain't gonna touch on all of them, but I'm trying to touch on as many as I could. Another one was, how does intermodal trucking differ from traditional over-the-road trucking? For one, over-the-road trucking is a little more. It's a little more. I don't want to say this without sounding too crazy. Over-the-road trucking, as far as like the equipment-wise, is not as jacked up or as crazy. Intermodal equipment, trucking equipment, it could be a little on the wild side. So I look at intermodal trucking and regular traditional trucking two different ways. Intermodal is like the Wild Wild West. Traditional trucking as far as the equipment go, and traditional trucking is it got some bad equipment, but not as much as intermodal. And as far as like the logistics side of it, intermodal is more like it's a lower paying division of trucking versus over the road in some ways. Not all, because over the road cannot pay much either, depending on how you do it. So it has its perks and its cons. Intermodal will get you home more often than over the road would too. That's one perk to it. But over the road, the equipment ain't as bad. I don't know if I answered that right, but I'm doing what I could. Another question is, what are the benefits of intermodal trucking? Benefits to me, that varies for every person. For me, the benefits of intermodal trucking is I'm able to get home daily, if not every day, every other day. You get home more often doing this than you do being over the road. And if you get a decent company, the pay could be okay. Nah, what's that word? Sustainability? I think that's it. I don't know. Somebody trying to call me. Hold on, guys. I ain't gonna be all hood and answer the phone on live. I ain't gonna do it. Anyway, what was it? The benefits of intermodal trucking. Yeah. Some of the benefits of being an intermodal driver is that, for one, you learn some skills that you ain't gonna learn in being in any other division of trucking, whether you want to learn them or not. It could be a downside, or it could be a benefit. I think I should use my light. My hair. I'm already a dark brother, but it seems like the white background with this, it's like it's all dark. I don't know. I'm tripping. Anyway, it has its benefits as far as like being home more. It's easier to get a lot of them jobs because it's intermodal. A lot of people ain't lining up to do their job, do this business. And if somebody is doing this business, you got to know how to do it to stay in it. Otherwise, you might not last long. All right, you guys got any questions? Please put in the chat. If not, I'm going to keep going off the pre-generated questions right here. Then I'm again to have somebody try to steal my truck. Nothing is more loyal than somebody trying to steal something they don't even have, it's not theirs. But I digress. All right, another question is, what types of freight are typically transported in intermodal containers? I don't know what's everything is in. I don't know everything that's in intermodal containers, but I do know a lot of local stuff that we have here in the States. A lot of it come from overseas first, like on the 40s and 20s, and they go to like a transload dock or a cross dock. So like a lot of your Bob's Furniture, a lot of your you name it, a lot of stuff come on intermodal, and they end up on a domestic van, even a regular over-the-road van. Sometimes they go to cross docks, get loaded, and take it to the customer. So a lot of the stuff that we see in the States here is on a container first. All right, it says, what equipment is used in intermodal trucking? Some crap. That's what's used in intermodal trucking. I'll try to answer these questions without going too off topic, guys. Crap. Well, shout out to DCLI. As of lately, they chassis has been a lot better. Now on the 20s and 40s, they got a little bit more on the 20s and 40s, but mainly on the 53-foot side. Guys, am I dark? Those in the room, am I dark? Because I look dark on the TV. Let me get a light when I'm okay. While I wait for you to respond in the chat, I'm going to keep on reading these questions. The DCLI got a lot of better chassis, but track, they need to catch up on their game. The 53s ain't as bad as the 20s and 40s. If you guys don't know what 20s and 40s and 53s are, that's some equipment you'll pull if you did intermodal. 20, 40, 45 footers and 53 footers. I don't know if I answered that question, but I'm moving on. It says the next question was, what are the main challenges or considerations specific to intermodal trucking? Challenges. Oh, what's not challenging? Hey, first of all, let's try to light it up. All right, hold on, guys. Hold on one second, guys. Oh, jeez Louise. And it's on live. Oh. I don't even know what all that was right there that fell down. I only seen this box. I ain't see the rest of that stuff. Uh-oh, I might not be able to light it up, guys. I ain't got no. Hold on, I'll get to the question one second, guys. You guys have any questions? Put in the chat right now while I'm trying to figure out this Vidiq right here. Yep. Everything is civilized, guys. Hold on, I'm working it out. One second, guys. I'm working it out. You know what? I can talk while I'm doing this, right? I'm trying to get this on here. You know what? I can talk while I'm doing this until I light it up. I don't even know what this is. Anyway, what was that? Equipment, challenges. Oh, challenges. Some challenges of being an intermodal driver is you get held up. A lot of downtime, get stuck up in the rail with stuff that's beyond your control. That ain't got nothing to do with you. Somebody else could. Like I was in the rail yard the other day. A guy dropped this container blocking up the outgate. Had nothing to do with us, but we couldn't get by because that guy dropped his box. That's a challenge. Dealing with faulty equipment, your chances of coming in and out trying to get some good equipment, they can hold you up. That's some challenges. What else? There's a lot of challenges in there. And dealing with rail yard. Hold on, got it, guys. Hold on, there, got it. There, got it. A lot of challenges to deal with rail yard, but the equipment, especially them tires, I ain't even getting on them 1020s. The 1020s can be real challenging. In case you guys wondering what I'm doing, I'm trying to get some light here. Hold on. I know some of you guys say, I should have been prepared for this. I should have this done before. I didn't. Hold on. You know what? I might be able to. Hold on, guys. I might be able to get it. Hold on. 1 second. Hope I don't knock the computer out. only got to see a leg or something, but hey, I'll be back. All right. Let's see. Let's see if we got a little action here. Hold on. And if this lag go, there we go. Hold on. Is that better? Hold on. Is that better? Hold on. Nope. I don't know, guys. I don't know. You know what? Hold on. I got an idea. Hold on. Let's see. Is that better? Is that a little better? Anybody? Anybody say anything? I lost it. I don't even know what the thing is. It's good? DB, okay, good. It's good. Okay, good. All right. What was that? Anyway, some challenges. So many challenges to being an intermodal driver. Like the outgate, trying to get numbers checked, hoping there ain't no holes on the boxes. What else challenging? They give you appointment times when you got to make sure you piece up the equipment right, and they give you appointment times. Knows how you make the appointment. So you might not be able to make your appointment because it's beyond your control, because you might have to get a flip. You got to be at an appointment at 10 o'clock. You at that, you in the rail at 8 o'clock in the morning. You got plenty of time to get there, but flip, flat tire, long rollability. So many challenges that come along rail yards. All right. Another question was, guys, if you guys ain't got any questions, put it in the chat. I'm gonna try to answer it. If this live go pretty good, I'm gonna leave this up. I ain't gonna take it down. It says, how do I find intermodal trucking companies or job opportunities? You know what? I know over here in the Midwest, it's a driving outside of all rail yards. Companies are smart. They post their signs on like the boards. When you coming out the outgate, they post it on the signs, like we gotta turn around where you know truck routes is at. They post it in the truck stops. So you can find this, you can find it on Indeed and stuff too. But if I was to find an intermodal company, I would try to go through a reference, like somebody who been with that company, because if you try to go with anybody, it depends on what you're looking for. You could probably get with a booty company. And that's right, I said booty, because it could be a garbage company. There we go. That's a little better. Probably be a garbage company. So I would try to go with somebody who's doing the business and try to get reference that way. But there's plenty of ways you can find. You can Google intermodal companies in your land, your area. All right, what's another one here? What qualifications or certificates do I need to work in intermodal? Not intermodal. You don't have to have this stuff, but you could use hazmat. You don't need no TWIC card. For the intermodal over here, you don't need a TWIC card. I get that question a lot too. That ain't on here, but ports, you need a TWIC card. I went to a port over here too. They asked me to have a TWIC card. I told them no. So I had to get escorted into the place, but I don't know. Anyway, but rail yards, you don't need a TWIC card. Qualifications, Class A. I don't think they ain't got no Class B stuff in there. So Class A. Be able to haul 20 footers and 40 footers. And mind you, they don't give you no course on that stuff. You got a Class A combinations? Get it here. One time, real quick side note, one time they gave me a chassis. I got a video on YouTube about this too. My company, not the rail yard, my company gave me a chassis with so many locking pins. It was a 20, 40 foot conversion chassis. I never seen one of these before in my life. They said, get this chassis and go, because there's no more chassis in the rail yard. I was so many locks and pins on anything. I didn't know what to do with it. Me and Mr. Crane were looking at each other, trying to figure it out. Like, where do the box go? So I would say qualifications. Only thing you need is combinations, but you'll learn everything else, as in other people say, the school of hard knocks. So that's qualifications. What is the average salary for intermodal truck drivers? Average salary, they vary. It varies so much. I don't know. If I had to guess, I would say for company drivers, I ain't gonna say owner operator, for company drivers, I'll say about a good, I don't know, 35 to 55,000 a year average, give or take. I'm guessing. I know some companies that pay a little bit more, I know some companies pay less. So I'm just throwing that out there. I'm guessing that's what it is. All right, I'm gonna ask a couple more questions on here, guys, and I'm gonna see if you guys got any questions in here. If not, I'm gonna get to the questions. I'm gonna talk to you guys about somebody tried to steal my truck, and then I'm gonna get out of it, because I know you guys got barbecue to get to. What Wait, hold on. We might have a question. I'm gonna pause this. Why I leave off that? Hold on, let me pause this quick. All right. First of all, shout out to everybody in the room. All right, Raging Blazing. I think I said your name right. I'm not sure. What's going on? What's going on, Nikita? How you doing? DB, what's shout out to you guys in the room? I'm from the Northern Illinois border. Do you know any companies off the top of your head to get a Class A and start driving? Northern Illinois. Yeah, LTL. I would go LTL. They have what you call as apprenticeship program. Apprenticeship program where they'll teach you how to get your CDL. Reason I know that I used to work for one. And they I know a couple of XPO Logistics is one. They used to be known as Conway. Old Dominion, they teach you how to drive. LTL Freight, yeah. They have apprenticeship programs. What the caveat is with them is you have to work with them for a year, get your license through them. Most of them, once you get your license through them, you gotta stay with them for a year. And then if you want to like leave or something, you could. But what's a year? You know, LTL Freight. So XPO Logistics, not the intermodal, the freight, LTL Freight Logistics, the freight division. Old Dominion. I'm not sure if AAA Coupe do it, but I do know. I'm not sure. I don't think Saya don't do it. Who else out there? I'm not sure if Yellow do it either. Anyway, I wouldn't go with Yellow. I think they got problems going on right now. But anyway, I hope that answers your question, Raging. All right, DB says, do you think new motor carrier with one truck to make it in this market in intermodal? I believe you could. Like I said in one video I did, I believe if you got like a mentor or coach, a solid plan, and a couple duckies in the bank. When I say a couple duckies in the bank, at least 5 to 10 grand, I would say. If you have more, but a solid plan, because you can lose that really quick. But I wouldn't get out there just trying to wing it in this market. You'll lose your shirt because it's just because right now everything is so scarce. Here's a little play for you. Here's a play for you, DB. If you do have your authority and you and it aged a bit, right? You could go in as a third party drayman or drayage company for overflow carrier. So like you go to like a Hub Group or a Snyder or a Swift, because even in this market they got so much freight allocated to outside third party carriers to keep them happy. So when times is too busy, they can still use the carrier. But if they get rid of all of them, then when the things get busy, they can't handle all their freight. They start losing accounts. That's a nugget for you, DB. I hope you took that. Rating Bay says any companies that are hiring. I've seen a couple companies. I've seen MDS is hiring. You talking about like a container company? You talking about like, or you talking about the LTL company? You talking about like the one we just talked about? I want to make sure I'm answering it right. So yeah, I'm good. Okay, that's what's up, Nikita. Yeah, that's right. I'm doing well. Okay, LTL Freight. Yeah, thanks. Tough or hard. It is tough. It's a tough market out here. Anybody who out here in this market right now, they feeling it. I don't care who you are. You gonna feel it one way or the other. But here's the thing. Some people feel it more than others. So like, if your finances out of control right now, you trying to be on the catch up right now, you feeling it a lot worse than somebody who actually saved up for 6 months. They feeling it, but they ain't feeling it as bad as somebody who living check to check. I just say that. And as far as the company side, of course, operations of a company, the savings of the company, to float payroll until they find a balance or a happy medium. Them companies not feeling as bad as a company who's operating in the red, if that make any sense. So everybody's feeling it. That's why I say in a lot of videos, have a plan and have like I would say an exit strategy. Find a way to kind of like make sure that you good. I tell anybody, save up at least 3 months. When things is good, save at least 3 months of your income, if you could. Okay, cool, DB. I'm glad you heard it. Save at least 3 months. What's going on, Tony? How you doing? At least 3 months of income, first of all. And then if you're a business, well, I ain't if you're going out of business, right? If you're a regular company driver, 3 months of income, try to live on at least 60% of your income per month. That means live with below your means. People who struggling right now, who live check to check, they live in like 95, 99% of the income, if not more. They floating credit cards. I knew this guy, he floated on credit cards. Every month he floated on credit cards. I said, man, it's only a matter of time for the what they call some coming home to roost, the chicken. All right, what's going on, Chance? How you doing? I haven't caught you alive in a while. Glad to see you still teaching the browser. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna start my try back. I can't. I'm gonna attempt to start doing my Sunday Night Lives again. Your boy had a lot going on. I have a lot going on, a whole lot. All right, did I miss anything? No. Yeah, but 5 people in this market save your money. I don't care when things get good, because things gonna turn around. When they do, just stack your dough. So when things get slow, you kind of float a little bit better. You ain't losing no sleep right away. Now, in 2 or 3 months. I digress. All right. Well, wait, before I say that, even in 2 or 3 months, that 2 or 3 months is called breathing room. That means it gives you some time to think about your next move. So don't use a breathing room and just sit on the couch and do nothing. You got 3 months to figure it out. Whether you go make a move or stay where you are or try to pivot. I would pivot or make a move or figure out another plan. Any more questions? You can leave it in the chat, guys. I'm finna roll on with these questions over here that I got. And these mosquitoes told me a new one, boy, for real. All right. It says, what are the typical working hours and schedules for intermodal drivers? This where intermodal, from what I heard, differ from ports. The ports open, I think, from a certain amount of time to a certain amount of time. I'm not 100% because I don't do ports. But that's another story. I do intermodal. Intermodal, besides holidays, major holidays, and like a shutdown or something, the rail yards are open pretty much 24/7. So the working schedule depends on you. It depends on what kind of freight you haul, because the rail open at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and you go in and get your load, but the customer open up to 5 o'clock in the morning, and they only an hour away. It don't make no sense unless you go get it, get out the rail, go somewhere and sit. You got to make it make sense. So the hours vary. 24 hours dealing with rail yards besides major holidays. But it depends on what kind of freight you got. All right, Tony R says a lot of jobs in Michigan Fords and Chrysler are hiring drivers. There you go, guys. Whoever actually hiring some stuff. Who is that? What part of Michigan, Tony R? The Detroit? So everybody in Detroit. And also too, I'm creating this trucker forum, guys. Not it's like a forum, but it's like a socialized site. Women. What's that? Wilmington, 8 a.m., 5 p.m. pier. What's Wilmington? What's Wilmington? 8 a.m., 5 p.m. pier. Oh, ports. Oh, Detroit. Okay, he said Detroit is hiring. But for who? Chrysler, Michigan, Fords. I'm tripping. Guys, read the chat. Tony R putting some details in there for you guys who looking for places hiring drivers. Nikita, you said Wilmington, 8 a.m., 5 p.m. pier. That's what time the ports open. Am I understanding that? I don't know. I don't do ports, but ports is like rail, but I think they mainly deal with the ships. I don't think they deal with trains too much. But anyway, I digress. Oh, ports. Yeah, okay. So the ports, 8 a.m. See, like, okay, Nikita, I got a question. For the 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., that's like a 9 to 5 pretty much. 8 to 4 is 8 hours. It's only 9 hours. How you go? You got to get in and out the ports to make your money for the day. The average intermodal driver, unless you run that far, stretching out, be local, running back and forth, you got to do at least 3 moves a day to kind of make okay money. You got to get in and out 3 times a day, like that, from that time period in 9 hours. Woo! That sound like a tight ship right there. I'm good on that. All right. Any more questions, guys? Just ship. They're dealing with just ships. Okay, yeah. The port deal with just ships. Thank you, Nikita. All right. I'm asking a couple more questions on here, and then I'm going to go to here. If you guys got any questions, please put in the chat. If this replay is good, I'm gonna leave it up. If it's kind of dead zones, I'm gonna take it down. All right. It says, how does booking and dispatch process work in intermodal trucking? That's a deep question because it depends on what kind of. I'm gonna use the simplest way, the simple form of this. Like if you're a company driver working for a company, this is how dispatch work. You go with a company, They get their loads from their customer base, whether they go to the border, where they got their own direct customers. They dispatch the loads to the drivers, and the drivers go out and proceed to do the work. But also too, booking. If you have your own authority, or if you got your own scat, sometimes you can do your own booking. But I'm gonna keep it real simple for this. These are pre-generated questions I had, guys, and I'm trying to I'm gonna try to answer some of these questions on here. But if I don't know, I'm just gonna say I don't know. But I know with this one, with the dispatching and booking process with intermodal, if you're a company driver, the company dispatch you and they do all the booking and stuff, billing, booking. You just gotta deal with the houses of the rail yard, intermodal stuff itself, like inside internally in the rail yard. The company can't help you when you inside the rail yard. I'm shaking the whole table like rail yard. Anyway, the company cannot help you inside the rail yard. You are on your own. They could probably call to check up on a pickup number or something that's within their control. But as far as like trying to navigate the rail yard, that's on the driver. Dispatching is on the company. All right, it says, are there any specialized skills or training needed for intermodal trucking? Yeah, you gotta be in the grit, baby. Anyway, I did a video recently. Actually, I did one recently about I think things you need to do be an intermodal driver. I forgot the name of it. I just did it like a couple weeks ago. I think you need them skills to be an intermodal driver. You guys don't know the video? Go check out that video. I think the skills needed to become an intermodal driver. They answered this question right here. You need to be, you know what? For the live, I'm gonna say this. You need to be adaptive. You gotta be patient. I named it in that video. You gotta be handy with basic tools. These are basic things you need to run in the motor if you want to plan on making money in the motor. All right, I'm gonna get back to these in 1 second, guys, and I'm gonna get over here to the chat real quick. All right, Detroit, you can do it online. Thank you, Tony. Ports, right? Just ship. 2 boxes get you paid. 2 boxes get you paid. Okay, so you're running it out the port 2 times, you get paid. But what if that well on Nikita says 2 boxes get you paid? So what if you run out the rail yard? Well, not the rail yard, the port with 1 box and the customer's alive something, they hold you hostage. You can't get back to the port in time. Then your day is screwed, right? So it got to work. You got to be able to know how to get in and out. And with that from that 8 to 5 thing, you got to really be on your P's and Q's on how your schedule works. If you get held up somewhere too long, you can lose your money. All right, Tony R says, y'all Ford, Chrysler. Oh, yeah, Ford, Chrysler, in Detroit, hiring over the road and local. You can fill out the application online. Hey, shout out to Tony. Tony R put some stuff in the he putting some stuff in the chat, guys, so for those looking for driving jobs. Steve Nancy, I keep calling you Nancy. My bad, Steve. Said, I say you need to be mechanically inclined. Yes, you do. And these questions on here, guys, these are pre-generated questions. So if you guys, if I ask this and I don't think I answered it right, like Steve did, put it in the chat for people who need to see this. I'm gonna try to find a way when I lead this up that I can lead these up too, the questions up, so that I don't know, I'm doing too much. Anyway, just put in the chat. All right, Tony R says the rail yard in Chi-Town is huge. The rail yards, yeah, we got a lot of rail yards and a lot of them huge. Some of them short. It's like the smaller they are, the more ragged they are, though. Well, no, that ain't right, because this one out here in I ain't gonna say Harvey, I ain't gonna say that, but you know, they are pretty raggedy and it's pretty big. So I don't know. I don't know. All right, Reggie Betty says, would I need a strong resume for apprenticeship program? No, you might have to. I would start off with XPO because they have what you call, this is for Raging Blazing. I think I said your name right. RB. There we go. He said, would I need a strong resume for the apprenticeship programs? No. Well, how that usually works is, this is what they usually do. As long as you don't have like the reckless, like your boy did, but I digress. You ain't got no reckless, nothing like that on there, and you just want to come in like just from off of even Steven, no background, no MVR, crazy violations. You want to come in a program where they have a combination drivers. Combination drivers is when you work the dock and you drive. That's why I would say I would go with XPO Logistics because they have that. So reason I say that because you can work the dock and then on your spare time, either in the mornings or even they have some designated times for you come in to study and practice for the truck and practice for the test. But you can still make money working on the dock until that happens. And also, too, you'll learn the process of the company. So when you do get your CDL, you already know how the dock work go. All you gotta do is learn how the drive part go. So no, you don't need specific a strong resume. Long well, the regular stuff. As long as you ain't got no 15 jobs in 2 months, you know, it shows a little unstable there, you know. But as long as you ain't got that going on, I say go for it. Based off my experience. All right. Chad says I'm getting a lot of offers from people wanting to sell trucks and trailers. Do you think this is the time to buy or hold my chips? It depends, Chance. It depends on what you plan on doing with the trucks. It plans on are you a CDL holder yourself? Because the reason I say that, because a lot of times I see a lot of guys run into this problem. They go get trucks, they don't drive a CDL, they don't have a CDL themselves. They got to depend on other people to move their trucks for them. So if you go get them trucks and you ain't got no plans for them, how you plan on moving them if you ain't got no CDL? So if you got a CDL, I would say that's the first step. And then secondly, what you plan on doing with them? I want to just buy them just to have them. And thirdly, it depends on your money looking. If your money looking good, you could afford the trucks without it hurting your bottom line, then I would consider buying the truck. I ain't saying buy, I'm just saying I would consider it. But find out what you want to do. Find out how you'll get your drivers to funnel in. If you want to start a company, are you planning on leasing the trucks on the people? Are you planning on? All right, Chance, here goes something for you, man. Check this out. I'm gonna give you this, and you can do with this what you want. If you do decide, if you all the boxes check off, and you do decide to get them trucks and trailers, I'm gonna say trucks. I ain't even gonna say trailer. That's a whole other subject. Trucks. If the price is right and everything checks off right, and you do how to plan, you got the coach and the mentor, and also too, I'm offering coaching too, guys. So check the description. Not this one, the old videos. You can email me info@truckingandlife.com if interested in it. But if you have coaching and mentor, and I say you got to use me. You can use anybody. Just have somebody to show you, and you know what you want to do. This is what I would do. What you could do, you'll get the trucks, find somebody. You could probably find a company. There's two ways you can do this. Find a way to funnel drivers, qualified drivers, and I ain't finna go into this whole funnel on here about how to qualify drivers with personality tests and all that. I ain't finna do all that. But let's say you got some drivers coming in there, right? Some decent qualified drivers. Some of them drivers may want to become owner operators, but they don't have the means to do it. You could do at least a purchase program with your trucks. That way they're responsible for it. All they're responsible for the payments for you. If the truck's paid off cash, then it's just you. It's like in-house financing with you and the driver. If you don't want to keep the truck yourself, or you can throw them in there yourself, lease them onto a couple companies so you figure out how the game works. Chance, I hope you picked that up, Chance. I'm an owner operator, CDL. That still will work for you. That's even better. Hope you picked that up, Chance. All right, Tony says, so do you have to search around town for a chassis, then get your box, or are they always together? Nope. That's a two-part question for me, Tony. Not Tony, but Trav. When you're dealing with 20s and 40-foot chassis, it's a search. You may have to go over here. I'm gonna do it like this. Over here to get your chassis, but your load may not be able to get the chassis here. Hope you find one that's good on the 20s and 40s and 45s. You have to drive over here to get your box. Now on 53-foot side, everything is put together, but sometimes they be mismounted. Like sometimes some rail yards have their own chassis. How they own chassis. So what they do is you got to get a flip. But for the most part, 53s are mainly on a chassis. Unless they really strap for chassis, they have it on the ground. You got to get it mounted. But for the most part, 53s on chassis. 40s and 20s, you put your seatbelt on, you're gonna be going on for a ride with that one. All right, Trav 504 says, I did intermodal before, but only with Snyder. But I'm planning on working with other brokers. And here you have to get in the pool, but I don't know how that works. Snyder, I say this, it's always two sides to intermodal as far as the companies go. You have the in the grid drivers, then you have the more, hope nobody takes this the wrong way, but from me saying this, then you have the pampered drivers. Snyder drivers, they don't really have to, they're not in the grid. So when you did intermodal with Snyder, it'll be different unless you did the 40s and 20s with Snyder. But even then, they got mechanics in the yard to help fix that stuff. So it's, and again, that's kind of like up in the air. But when you deal with outside, especially in your own thing, you gotta know how to fix the chassis yourself. You gotta know how to find the chassis. You gotta know how to mount them right. Make sure to match the box with the chassis. I got a video coming up about that too, so stay tuned for that. Tri-V. I don't know if it'll come out this week or next week, but it'll come out sometime. Talking about that, how you gotta match them up. Brokers, a lot of brokers, sometimes brokers, from my experience, dealing with guys who deal with brokers, I have never dealt with them personally myself on the intermodal side because I'm always leased on to a company, and I did videos while I'm doing that. Some brokers have access to container loads as well as regular van work or reefer work or flatbed. If you deal with brokers already, I would ask them, hey, do you have any intermodal work? But when you do that, man, what was that? Anyway, when you do it, if you do go that right route, and I'm gonna end this question because this could be a whole topic by itself. You know, I might do a video about that. Hold on, let me write this down. All right, but if you do go that route, I would try to funnel. I'll try to harass the brokers, like, hey, what kind of work you got? Because some brokers have access to all this type of stuff. I hope that answers your question, Tri-V. Because if I'm not, I'll go down the hall. I'll be take over the whole chat, the whole video with that. Just trying to answer that. DB, buy the truck. Okay, DB says buy the truck. Facts. Chance says facts. Appreciate the information. No problem. Yeah. So at the end of the day, at the end of all of this is about trying to make trucking work for you. But that's how I would do it. Less overhead, maximize your profit margins without screwing other people though, and you provide an opportunity. I'm talking for Chan's question about buying the trucks. Depends on your position. If your money right, you're already decent with money, you could allow the truck to sit for a while till you figure out your plan, then go ahead and do it. But the boxes got to check off. If you're struggling right now, I would not do it. You go dig yourself more of a hole. But anyway, any more questions? I'm asking. Any more questions in the chat? You can put in there now. I'm about to go on. So a couple more questions on this sheet right here. And then somebody tried to steal your boy truck this weekend. My truck is in the shop right now getting fixed because somebody messed it up. But anyway, I'll get to that in 1 second. What was that? Okay. What are the potential growth opportunities in the motor trucking? That's a good question. Okay. I had a analysis paralysis for a moment there. Like, I'm gonna go here first, and I'm gonna come back here because this is live. Tony R says, no problem, try. Tony R says, how long you been doing rail yards? Over 10 years. DB says, truck prices are lower now. Yeah, that's probably why you're trying to steal my truck. I'm sorry, that was a personal thing. I'm sorry. Yeah, truck prices are lower, but you know, you still gotta know what you're doing. This guy's right now parking a truck, so you gotta know what you're doing. If you don't, I told you about the one guy said he's been emancipated. He's so serious when he said that too. I thought he was joking. All right, the question over here. If any more questions, put in the chat. I'm gonna come back over here to the paper right quick. It says, what was that? What are potential growth opportunities in the motor trucking? It's a lot of growth. It depends on what you want to do. As far as the growth opportunities in the motor, you could get with a company where they have like where you could start off driving for them, work your way to the office, work your way to management, work your way to being a whatever. That's a potential opportunity. Opportunity where you could be a tire repair person because them tires always blowing on you. That's 1020s, man. You them 1020s need to be banned off the planet. It's more opportunities. It's so many opportunities in a motor without just driving. You don't have to drive. As a matter of fact, I would say this. I think some of the lowest paid positions is the company driver, and then a motor is driving. Some of the higher paid positions, people ain't even touching the truck, and they kind of going home on a regular schedule, from my experience. So it depends on what your motor operandi is, what motivates you. So potential growth in a motor, a lot of them. All right, one last question on here, guys, and I'm gonna get to my story about somebody trying to steal my freaking truck. What are some common routes or lanes in intermodal trucking? Common routes and lanes is they got all over. You got some. I'm gonna keep it general for the live. You have local, sub-regional. They already call it sub-regional. It should just be regional. I'm gonna say local, regional, and like long distance. But the difference between long distance and a moto is the chassis got to come back. Versus like over the road, you keep on going over here, you keep on just going. Well, as far as like in a moto, like for example, I knew this guy. He was running from out of Elwood, Illinois. Yeah, Elwood, Illinois. He was running down to like Nebraska, and he had to come back. He had to go down and come back with a container, with a 40-foot container. So you got that, which I don't want to do it. I know people that run down to Oklahoma from Chicago and come back. But you have that. Do you have regional with the surrounding states, which I've done that for years. Like surrounding states of where you at. Sometimes these loads go 9-10 hours out. Sometimes they go 8 hours out. They go pretty far. And then you have local. Now local they may consider 150-mile radius. So that's considered local. So 150 miles or less. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. But all right, I'm gonna hold off on here right quick. Any more questions, guys? Nothing here. Nothing going on here. All right, 40 minutes, not bad timing. Anyway, so back to my truck. My truck is in the shop right now. This is what happened. This is what I thought would happen. I don't know exactly what happened. I'm assuming I was an investigator when I got to the truck. I might do another video or pre-recorded video about this plane. There's been more, but truck set over the weekend, right? Where I parked at is usually has security there. That's another nugget too. If you park your truck somewhere, don't park it out in the open so where they steal tires and steal pieces of parts of your truck. So I pay a fee every month for them to have security, make sure nobody, is supposed to do this to your truck. So anyway, I get to my truck yesterday, right? And I go look, open my door. Now imagine my door was kind of cracked when I got to it. And I'm wondering, like, I know it rained hard, but it don't rain that hard, right? So I'm like, okay, why my door cracked? Open the door. I see my the part where you put the key in at. It's like they just took a screwdriver, pried it in, and pried it down, and knocked it down. And it's behind the key thing, in case you guys don't know, it's a switch. It's a ignition switch, right? And so they cut the wires to the ignition switch. They try to hot wire the truck. But they don't know my truck got a kill switch in there. They didn't know that. But anyway, they found out. So they tried to hot wire it, right? And when I first seen it, I didn't know this. I thought they took the wire harness because I didn't see, because when they cut the wire harness, it kicked behind the seat because it was in their way. My wire harness was in their way. Anyway, kicked it behind the seat. So I'm looking at it, I'm trying to really figure out what's going on with my truck. I'm looking at you can look at something, you kind of shocked, you're trying to see what's going on. You're like, what's going on? Can I start this thing? I can't start it because they know where to put the key, right? Now I'm like, okay, this could be a problem. And so I'm looking like, okay, I don't know what to do. Now again, you gotta make decisions, right? So I'm like, you know what? All right, I see some wires missing here. I think I changed this part before. I think it's a wire harness. So anyway, so what I do is, don't know it's right. This is what I did. I go call Freightliners. I look around Freightliners. Hey, I need this wire harness so I can rehook these wires back up so I can start my freaking truck up. And I didn't even look and see what else was damaged on it. I just seen my wire harness was gone until I found it later on, kicked behind the seat. But anyway, kind of found out that wire harness that they cut off is on a nationwide back order, 90 days. Oh, I was like, your boy out the game. I ain't doing this one. You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing this one. And so I was like, they were like, well, go to a junkyard. So I went to a junkyard, a truck junkyard, and I found some. Don't know if they matched or not, because I didn't know how it looked. So I grabbed some for like $20, cut them off the truck myself. But I had a problem. All the Freightliner, all their wires was gray or yellow. I don't know what wire go to what. So I left the junkyard and I took the freaking harness to my mechanic. I said, hey, could you fix this? He was like, what is that? I said, it's a wire harness go to the ignition switch. He said, yeah, if I can see it, but where the truck? I said, well, I can't start the truck because the wire harness is in my hand, right? Somebody tried to steal my truck. Well, at this moment, I didn't know somebody tried to steal. I thought somebody tried to just steal the wire harness. I said, well, it's on nationwide back order. That means they tried to steal it because they couldn't get theirs. And that wire harness cost $2,700. It's the whole thing that goes to the back of the dash to the fuse box. I said, I don't need all that. I need the part that connects to the ignition switch. But they don't sell it like that. They sell a whole harness. That's what they told me. So I told my mechanic, I said, hey, he said, well, if that's the right piece right there, if that's the right one, then I can hook it up. So he said, I'll be in a couple hours because he was busy. The shop was busy. I drove it in a personal car. So So I go back over at my truck. I'm sitting there looking. I'm looking around now. I'm back at the truck now, and I'm looking around trying to see what else they messed up. Like, what else did y'all mess up? Because I'm just focused on the ignition switch. I don't know what else they didn't did to the truck. I don't know what they didn't. I don't know. So I'm looking around. I really don't see too much different. You know, the truck just look raggedy. The truck always look raggedy. So it's kind of hard to tell what's not raggedy and what's raggedy. I'm looking like, okay, well, normal raggedness. I don't know. And then I was like, check my fuel. Because I know my neighbor, they had took his fuel. Somebody took his fuel out of his reefer unit. So I figured, well, I ain't have much fuel in my truck anyway, so they'll be practicing. I said, let me check to make sure they ain't got the one at the bottom, you know, at least a little bit at the bottom. Past below that tank, below that pole. And I looked in there and said, I ain't take this. I said, what were they out there? Then that's when I looked behind the seat and I seen the original wire harness. I was happy to see it. I was like, oh, the wire harness. This is the one that's on back order. I got it. But I still had a problem. I can't match the colors up. And I matched up to one I had. And the one I had was wrong anyway. It was the wrong one. Like, I'm glad the mechanic come try to put this one in. It wouldn't work. But anyway, so I found a wire harness. I said, well, what was they trying to do? What was in here? Nothing else was gone. Nothing else was damaged. Kind of found out they tried to steal the truck. They tried to hot wire it. They clipped all the wires. They tried to piece them all together to make it start. But they don't know it's a kill switch. So all my truck is a click. It'll click, 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 click. So now my mechanic finally show up an hour or two later. He tried to put it on, but it won't work. The truck won't start. It just won't work. I don't know. He's on and out the wires. He's on and out the lines. He's like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. He said, what did they do? He said, check the battery. So he went back there, checked the battery stuff. They were still hooked up. And he was like, you know what? He was out there about 2 hours trying to mess with it. He hooked up the switch, the ignition switch again, and it still wouldn't work. He said, you know, I don't know what they did. Because it's a relay that sits up under your hood where the starter goes to the relay and the relay goes to the switch inside the cab, whatever, or something like that. So he said, I'm going to try to jump it from the relay up under the hood. That should jump the truck. He go up under that, do it, nothing. He said, hey, I don't know what's going on. What's going on, Vidiq? What's going on, Israel? Shout out to the guy in the room. Got good music on the channel. Check him out, Vidiq Israel. So anyway, nothing. The truck won't start. So I'm like, well, this is a bigger problem than I think, right? And so he was like, well, I'll tell you what. I got one more thing I'm going to try to jump it from the starter. If it jumps from the starter, then I know it's something between ignition switch and relay, probably. So I was like, well, you know what? It don't even matter at this point. You know, what we got to lose? So he hit the starter and the truck started up. I was like, okay. Of course, with the ignition, with the key turned forward, with the thing, so the wire harness was working. So it wasn't that they did. So I guess when it was, I'm assuming, this is my assumption, when they was tapping the wires together, they probably burned some wires out trying to jump it. All you hear is click, 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 click. That's all you'll hear. And they probably burned something out. So right now, my truck is in the shop right now. And hopefully the guy is able to figure it out. Don't know what's going on with it. But that's my quick story. I might do a video bringing it down a little bit more. But that's it for that. But anyway, guys, any more questions, please leave it in the chat right now before I get out of here. I've been in here 48 minutes. Not bad. This live been full. So I'm going to leave this up. Try 504 says, I'm wondering what the security doing. They still in fuel and damaging trucks. It's probably the security that did it. Probably. I don't know. I've been there for a couple years. I ain't never had this problem. So I don't know what's going on. I'm going to find out, though. They got away once. Try it again. That's all I'm going to say. But I don't know what's going on with it. DB said, I use the club on my steering wheel and the kill switch on my truck. Yeah, I'm going to do the club. I got the kill switch already. I'm glad I had it. I would have came to the spot where no truck was at if they would have got it started. I don't know. But anyway, I digress, guys. So anyway, is any more questions? Hope you get a refund for that month. Nah, they ain't going to refund me. Because they got to sign. This is where parking spots, people where you park your trucks at, this is where they kind of put themselves off the hook. Park at your own risk, pretty much. And they got the signs up there. So I called them to let them know, hey, what happened, so you can document it, have a record of it. But they ain't want the smoke. So I just want to make sure I put it on record so they know what happened. So in case something else happened later on down the road, it's a record of previous activity. You guys know what I mean? That's the only reason I called them. Otherwise I ain't finna call them. I need to get y'all security up, but I can't depend on y'all. Who is hot? Tell the story, got me hot, man. Anyway, this somebody can try to steal your stuff. Like, why? The truck, oh, what you want? And besides, my truck is the type of truck, you gotta treat it gentle, man. If you don't treat it gentle, she ain't gonna work for you, baby. She ain't gonna work. I digress though. Anyway, guys, any more questions or comments, please read right now. I'm gonna get a few more minutes and I'm gonna get out of here. I think you guys were stopping by, holler at your boy. I'm going to attempt to do more lives on my Sunday night lives again. Things getting a little more free around that time block when I was doing it before, but I'm gonna attempt to do it again. And also, two guys need coaching, one-on-one coaching. Whether you're a company driver trying to figure out if you want to be an owner operator or figure out how to make company drivers work for you, or you're a business owner want to figure out how to become a better owner operator or scale. Email me at info@truckinglife for business inquiries. So I thank you guys for stopping through with your boy. We definitely need more story time videos. Yeah, I got a lot of them, man. I got a lot of them. I've been in this game over 20 years. I got so many. I just try to pick the ones that's relevant to like somebody else might be going through. That's all. Shout out to Wake Up Israel. Shout out to you. But yeah, anyway, guys, it's 51 minutes. Not bad. Your boy can get up out of here. Get myself together. Anybody? All right, Tony, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the room. All right, guys. So I'm gonna see you guys next video. Peace.